Okay, everybody, so we're back once again. Not a whole lot of video games we're going to talk about, what we've been playing or any of that. We're pretty much going to focus on pre-E3 because, well, man, that's around the corner.
I know, right? I
Yep.
couldn't believe it when I actually read that, where it's like, it's on the 13th, right? 13th of June comes back?
Well, it's like the 13th through the 16th, so we got like less than a month away.
Oh no, Orange is the New Black comes back on June 13th.
I was
That's
going
what
to
I
say, yeah, because it's like that week after. It's like the second week it's going to start, well, the second official week. So, should be pretty interesting. For those wondering, as this show nears 50 episodes, I think this is 49. I'm going off
Yep.
the top of my head.
Yep.
Yep. This will be one of the last shows we're going to do
on
on
the main
this
Comic
channel.
Book Cast channel.
Exactly. We got a new Facebook page up for it. It's going to be gaming only, so we don't have to confuse it with the CBC, because I know we have a huge amount of gaming fans that just want to do that. Now,
Yeah.
for those that are already subbed to my solo channel that I had, it's already been converted fully. It's just going to be our gaming stuff. We're going to do
there
a
you
whole
go.
bunch of stuff on there, just so we can separate the two, because, well, we want to talk more about gaming.
Exactly, and
Yeah.
it's the thing too where it's like, control breakers, you all grown up now. It's time for you to go out on your own and stop living in
See-
the Comic Book Cast basement.
Once
What's the-
Control Breakers hits 50, we're going to take it out with all its Alzheimer's and just leave it in the woods, and it's got to find its own way. So,
On the
Oh,
woods of
well,
YouTube.
I'm just saying, it's because when people were freaking out, it's like, what, you guys are closing down? I was like, no, we're just moving to a bigger and
We're
better
moving
things.
one of the podcasts to another channel, which, man, I've always introduced ourselves as like, yeah, I'm part of the Comic Book Cast podcast network, which I guess I can really say now, because now that we have multiple podcasts on different channels, it's true.
right now we are a podcast network.
I'm technically not lying. Man, we're like the Chris Hardwicks of stuff.
So,
Only we don't do Talking Dead.
right. So I guess I should say the Control Breakers will continue being on here until E3. Starting E3, everything is going to be on our separated Facebook page and our other channel, that's the one you're going to want to subscribe to. So it's going to be right there in the description for you guys to go there. Obviously, as it gets closer to Arkham Knight and all that stuff is going to be over there. Everything. You're not
Yeah.
going to see any more of that on here, just because we're going to leave this now to comic books
Yeah.
and that to gaming. So,
Yeah, so don't worry, you'll get your news and even some LPs by some of the guys that want to get in on this. So.
Yep. I know people have been bugging Sean and me, like, when are we going to do more of the wrestling stuff on there, like wrestling video games, because we do like the commentaries and create wrestling. We're actually going to bring that back over there, because now we'll have a separate outlet to do it to. So.
And you know what? I bought a wonderful new PlayStation mic, and I never got a chance to use it. I kept saying, yep, I'm going to do more live streams, I'm going to do more stuff with it, and I never did. And maybe now that we have a channel for it, I should.
Exactly. So, with that in mind, we're going to make this our pre-E3 show. So, mainly focusing on that, I will just take a second to say quickly, I've been playing The Witcher 3.
Lucky
whole
bastards.
lot.
I haven't been.
It's so good.
It looks good. It looks like
I know we've been seeing Matt just posting pictures all day.
Matt is really into it. I had no idea how into The Witcher Matt really was until this came out. He is a super fan.
Like, I liked Witcher 1. It was rough around the edges because it was such an early project, and it was like one of their first games. Witcher 2, miles better, and like an amazing game, but oh man, Witcher 3 just completely owns both of those. Like, the world is so huge, and there's so much to do, and like variety of quests and things and monsters, and it's not like one of those lazy RPGs. Like, you run into a monster, you got to go read up on it or ask people how to defeat it, and then you
You
got
have
to
to
figure
read
out.
Witcherpedia
Right.
in the game to fight
Yeah,
the monster.
you have to like go figure out what it's weak and susceptible to. What's the best time of day to fight it? Like, you don't want to fight like wraiths during the night, because obviously in the sunlight they take more damage. It's like really cool. So if anybody is not playing The Witcher, you should be. Or
Now, here's
just
my
wait
question.
till it drops in like price in like I guarantee you in like 2 months after E3 it's going to be like $20 off at Best Buy or somewhere.
That's sadly what I gotta wait for. My heart was broken because I actually saw there was a sale going on. That and Shadows of Mordor got dropped down like 20%, but it was only for the PC version. And I'm like, I could afford this, but my computer couldn't run it to save its life.
But the funny thing about that is I saw that Ubisoft was running a sale, even though they don't publish the game. Or if you buy The Witcher 3, on PC, you'll get 4 Ubisoft games for free.
Oh,
What the hell?
Ubisoft.
Yeah.
Ubisoft's like, no one wants our shit. Buy this other shit that other people are making, and we'll give you free free games from us. Yay.
Please take it off our hands.
Somebody please buy a copy of Watch Dogs, please.
Oh man, I know I told this story. I traded in my copy of Watch Dogs when I didn't even beat the last mission. On like the last mission, I'm like, nah, I'm good.
Joel, remember how I made you that promise I'm gonna go back and play Watch Dogs?
Uh-huh.
I haven't done shit.
I'm guessing
I'll save you the trouble. It's not really anything. It's just the hacker friend that you had before this whole thing started. He hacks the whole system to Chicago, and everything starts blowing up. And
I remember I got to that part.
Yeah, you just run from point to point to stop him, and that's it.
I would say spoiler alert, but nobody gives a shit about Watch Dogs.
It's been that old. Actually, speaking of Ubisoft, I guess they announced a new Assassin's Creed, didn't they?
Oh, do we want to talk about that?
We really should. It's probably the biggest piece of news. And as is always the case with Assassin's Creed, when I see a new one, I am conflicted. I said I was done, but top hats and kukri knives.
I don't.
And zip lines, man, zip lines.
You are now officially Batman. You are now officially London Batman.
I guess I'm the guy here that's done with Assassin's Creed. And I'm not done because like I have a problem with the series, which I don't. I played all of them, but I'm just like, it's gone to that yearly cycle where it just feels like another Call of Duty. There's nothing fresh about it. Like, to me, they should do another Assassin's Creed every other year, and between those, continue Black Flag. Make it like Call of Duty and Black Ops, right? Because I have friends that will play Black Ops, but they won't play the other Call of Duties, and I have friends that will play the offshoot, but, they won't play Black Ops. So they should really alternate and take 2 years to develop games. I don't know. It's getting into this rut where I'm just like, oh, it's another Assassin's Creed.
And the fact that they keep arbitrarily bringing in features and taking away features, whether it's like, hey, we know you guys didn't like the corner sneaking in Unity. Well, that's gone now. But now there's destructible environments and stuff you can bring down on your enemies.
Like the corner sneaking? It was actually helpful for me anyway.
Well, I always wanted it, but they just didn't implement it very well. And I'm sitting here like, no, don't get rid of it, just make it better. Hey, and corner whistling is back now. That was weirdly gone in Unity, but it's back now.
Yeah, it is really weird because when I was playing, it was just, I love the gameplay mechanics and how they streamlined everything, but they're going to take away certain things because certain people didn't like it. And I was like, why don't you just improve on it instead of just trying to rebuild it all over again?
And we're officially here now. We're officially in the time of 6 shooters now. So how long until Assassin's Creed becomes a cover-based shooter?
Yeah, seriously.
I give it a couple years.
To me, like, I was always a fan, like, when they took us to, like, Jerusalem, right?
Yeah.
And places like that. It's like, that's places in history we know enough about, but there's so much mystery because books and stuff have been burnt, and it's like, it's still not really... It's retelling it, but it's putting its own spin on it, and it's like, okay, that's kind of more believable. But now we're getting into, like, the time periods we're going to be in, like Victorian London during that time. And I'm like, we know largely almost everything that took place there. Like, there's none of this mystery, and, like, I don't feel
have a lot of room to invent.
Right, and, like, I feel like the closer we get to modern times, the less I'm losing that, oh, my God, I need to play this, because it's like, people are like, oh man, I hope they jump to World War I or II. I'm like, the Saboteur did that. Like,
Saboteur is awesome, man.
Right, and it just feels like we're getting into this place in the timeline. I'm like, can we go back into shit I didn't know? Like,
exactly.
It just feels weird to me. I mean, I'm probably gonna play it, but there's no way it's a day one for me.
I mean, again, it's like I say this every time with Assassin's Creed. Just when I think I'm out, they'll do a thing like Pirates and get me back, or Victorian London and get me back. And of course, because this is Ubisoft, with the announcement of the game, they're like, hey, here's the game, and also if you pre-order right now, you can get this Charles Darwin DLC. I'm like,
is that and you can play as 2 characters.
That's right. You play as a brother-sister team. It's Jacob and Eve are the 2.
Yep.
And, man, the inclusion of Eve, this feels very much like Ubisoft being like, okay, you yelled at us nonstop back in Unity because we didn't give you the option to have a female character for multiplayer. So we are now literally doing the bare minimum and giving a female character. The story is still all about Jacob, but you can play Eve at select missions and in the free map roaming, whatever. but if you don't want to like her, you can just pretend she's not there. Now, it's funny, everyone talked about that, but the one thing they didn't talk about, and I thought they should be, is that there's female enemy types now, and I actually appreciate that way more than giving you a female playable character.
I guess the reason why they did that is because they also touted saying that, you know, the multiplayer that you guys didn't like, that wasn't Unity, because Unity's multiplayer just needed to be polished because it was actually pretty fun. But
Yes, it was.
But the competitive multiplayer was kind of crappy. Well, they said, well, no multiplayer this time. It's all single player.
Again, arbitrarily taking away and giving
but it's
features.
weird because like Unity was in development before Black Flag, and after Black Flag they started on this game. So clearly, you know, it's the off and on. It's like the wrestling games where one game comes out and they're like, oh, we removed these features because another team is working on the other one and they're implementing the features that the other ones don't have. So it's like, it's always this back and forth thing. And I'm just like, I don't know. Like, I wish they would just, I don't know what they need to do, but.
Reboot it all, go back to square one.
And I mean, I don't think I'm the only one because, like, looking across the board, like, the game was announced. And pretty much every giant media outlet and everybody just went, all right, well, time to cover it.
Exactly. Like, it's not a thing of excitement anymore. It's more of a sigh where it's like, let's do this dance again. Maybe it'll be better than the last one.
Yeah.
I compare them to Star Trek movies now, to where it's like every other one is good.
Yeah. It's a weird day. I mean, it's Assassin's Creed. I'll give it a thing. I mean, I'll buy it on a Steam sale, or like I'll go to Best Buy the month after it comes out during Black Friday, and I'll get it for $30 because they do that every year with Assassin's Creed. So
there's also one thing that I caught that no one really else caught was, you know how they do the collector's editions?
Right.
Well, Ubisoft this time decided that, oh no, you're not gonna have it on Amazon or GameStop or anywhere. You can only buy it at the Ubi store.
Ugh.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Yeah, so it's like I think it's like $119, and then I think for shipping it's like an extra $15.
I think I figured it out. I like Assassin's Creed. I like Far Cry. I like Ubisoft series. I think I just don't like Ubisoft. Can someone take their series away from them? Hey, Rockstar, are you guys busy? Do you want to make the next Far Cry? Do you want to make the next Assassin's Creed?
Can you imagine that shit? Oh my god.
Pretty cool.
Oh, that would be so fucking amazing. But
I feel even weirder ripping on Ubisoft because, as I mentioned in the last episode, hey, they're Canadian. They're my home team, so I feel strangely unpatriotic by crapping on them.
I was so fucking proud of myself when I found their office, stood outside of it, and flipped them off for a picture. I was like, I can't contain it. I'm so excited.
I told the Weekly Pool guys that story, and they're like, "Oh, that's awesome."
Yeah. It's just like I guess they don't really know what to do with their AAA titles, but like with Rayman, Child of Light, and Valiant Hearts, they know what they're doing.
Dude, Rayman
those are smaller, fresher,
amazing. Yeah. Rayman is like, oh shit, like they've been knocking that out of the park for years now. So
no one ever gives Rayman his due. They don't really give like weird platformers like that their due anymore.
No, really.
It's like they've kind of lost their place in the AAA circuit. The only new colorful mascot-based platformer that we've really heard of in the last little bit is Yooka-Laylee, which is a Kickstarter coming from those ex-Rare guys.
Yooka-Laylee looks fucking amazing.
Yeah, it does.
That game, like watching that Kickstarter pitch, I wanted to literally take my money and shove it through my monitor. I'm like, no, take this.
We all became Fry in that moment. We all became shut up and take my money.
Yeah, it's really cool because people want, you know, the 3D platformers to come back. You don't really see that anymore outside of either indies or Mario.
It's true, which is hard to believe, and it's even harder to believe that these are ex-Rare guys, where it's like, hey, here's the spiritual successor to Banjo-Kazooie that they never let us make.
Did you guys also see, like, you know, because they're talking about, obviously, like, Yooka-Laylee is, like you said, a spiritual successor, right? Mm-hmm. Well, there's also, that whole thing happening with the guy that made
you mean Bloodstain?
Yeah.
Bloodstained Ritual of the Night.
Yeah.
It's literally Castlevania Symphony of the Night sequel.
Yeah.
And do you guys realize this pattern? Like, also, you know, let's put Mighty Number 9 in there.
Oh, yeah.
If these big assholes are like, well, no one's going to buy that, they go to Kickstarter, and in one day, they make way more than they ever anticipated as their goal. They're like, well, fuck, I guess everybody wants this.
It's true. It's hard to believe.
Yeah, it just comes down to the investors and CEOs because Even though there is money in making these games, it's not the money that they need to feed for the overhead because sometimes you can't really get back the money that you spent in all the whole time. So that's why most of the franchises are either dead or in limbo.
Right.
It is funny that we are seeing these resurrections of genres that everyone else has been saying has been dead. Hell, I'll even talk about Tim Schafer and frickin' Broken Age. It makes me feel quite hopeful for the future that, the auteur and the super talented person can still make what they want and people will still be willing to give money for it.
To me, like, you're saying that, and to me, like, the obvious franchise that needs a comeback is Gex. Like, you remember Gex? Like, people loved the shit out of it, and then it just died. I think they said they were taking pitches from fans for a reboot, and I'm like, that's good. Listen to fans.
What I think, what Square Enix said is that they will be taking pitches from indie developers. If they can do something with the franchises that they have, they will listen to it, and they will actually fund them.
Like, what would be the best pitch for Gex? Some PC modder takes fucking Rayman, puts Gex in his place, and gives it to him, being like, print money now. And they seriously would. Like, that franchise has unlimited potential, and they're like, no.
There's a lot of shit I'd like to see come back. Hell, Jack and Daxter, guys. I know Naughty Dog's doing really good with Nathan Drake right now and everything, but I want my Jack and I want my Crash.
They bring back Silent Hills.
They tried. It's just that when they were making The Last of Us, while they're making Jack 4 automatically, they didn't feel like they could make a better one.
I would rather they don't feel like doing a sequel than be forced to do it. And I'm glad Sony gives them the chance to do that, because it's fair. They shouldn't be forced to do it. I mean, look at God of War Ascension. I mean, I like Ascension, but it's like you could clearly tell there wasn't like a love to do that game. It's like, oh, another prequel, a third prequel. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty. Series, it was very pretty.
Yeah,
and it played nice. But again, it's just like, does Kratos really have that much story? We love Kratos because he's simple.
Yeah. How many times can Kratos scream Athena? Come on, it's like really.
Well, the thing about that is that people was like, we still want like a God of War game, but like take Kratos or a version of Kratos and put him into another mythology.
Exactly.
It's like, there's many different gods of war in lots of different mythologies.
Well, read the original ending to 3, what it was supposed to be. That sounded infinitely better. Like, it was supposed to be, how Kratos is dead, right? And then, like, it was supposed to be like his spirit lives on, and then they were going to show the wise men walking through the desert and the star lights up. And it's like, oh shit, they're going to tackle like other gods. Then they're like, nah, go back to the well that worked. It's like, no, god damn it. Like,
Greek for life, man. Greek for life. And actually, that's fitting, because we said we wanted to transition into E3 predictions.
Wait. Let's not go there right yet. They're rebooting the Need for Speed, guys.
I wanted Underground 3, man.
I actually feel like watching that trailer, I'm like, I think this is just Underground. Like, that's what it looked like.
It's like they fused the regular franchise Need for Speed with the Underground elements.
Right. So, was there a story narrative to Need for Speed that I missed?
I think it was one of them was The Run.
Runs, yes.
That one, it was okay, but the overlaying with the cars is actually a little bit more fun than the actual story overall.
Oh,
I got the runs one time.
And then like they had was it the last one they had was Most Wanted? Yeah. That one was, I think, a callback to for the PlayStation 1 era where it was cops,
Hot Pursuit and all that.
Yeah.
I mean, I've played every Need for Speed that's been out. I'm not like a diehard fan, but it's like, yeah, they're pretty fun. And yeah, I definitely feel like they're gonna go back to the underground style, being like, hey, you guys like them old Fast and Furious movies? Here you go.
We know you do.
Well, it is because it made a callback to you actually tweaking the car and making it your own, and not just, oh, here's some customization options and have fun.
Yeah. So I guess with that in mind, let's just go straight over to what Joel was talking about. E3 predictions. It's coming. You know what's not going to be there?
What?
Last Guardian.
Oh.
That's the thing. Like, people keep saying, no, Last Guardian's not dead. We're going to hear more news about it. If Last Guardian was a thing, it would have come out by now.
It's the sequel.
Yoshida said that it wasn't canceled.
It's the sequel to my favorite game of all time, and I've just fucking given up hope. Every year I sit there watching the Sony press conference. I'm like, here we go. They're going to end it with Crazy Kaz coming out and announcing it's coming. And then they never ended that way. So I'm not even excited for it anymore. It ain't fucking happening. It's not.
I like the idea of Last Guardian as a punchline more than I think I would have enjoyed the game, where it's like, hey guys, it'll be out just in time for Last Guardian.
So I mean, you're not going to go to a movie theater to watch the PlayStation press conference again?
Oh yeah,
for the
what's
second
up
year
with
in a row?
that? Yeah, they're offering that now that you can actually go to a movie theater to watch it.
They started last year. It's free, but the tickets sell out. And if you go to a major city that has it, you'll get some free PlayStation gear while watching the conference on the big screen.
Okay, see, that's good, because I was going to say, or, I could stay home in my underwear with a 40 and just watch it.
Yeah, I think like last year some people got like free downloadable games, some T-shirts, and other swag. So,
but see, that's the thing, Joel. If you go and do that at the conference, like in a movie theater, you'll just be joined by other dudes that smell like Cheetos watching in their underwear. So
in their underwear with their stolen in 40s. Be like, no, get your own 40. This is mine.
Oh.
It's just me battling a bunch of guys with beards and fedoras, yanking on my beard and my fedora.
Yeah. And then like, was it with Microsoft and the Rise of the Tomb Raider, which is not... It's sounding very good at the moment because
I forgot that was coming out. Rise.
No, it is because they did that they wanted something to combat Uncharted, but more news is coming out saying that they have more exclusive stuff for the Rise of the Tomb Raider on Xbox,
like exclusive DLC or some shit.
It's either exclusive level or whatever they want Laura to wear.
They'll finally have the nude mod that people have been wanting for Tomb Raider forever. That's what they'll offer. I could see Xbox do that exclusive only on Xbox.
Yeah, it's just that I hope they have some really good games because I think was it Quantum Leap was one of them and it got pushed back to 2016.
Friggin' Quantum Leap, man, that's another one I keep forgetting is a thing.
Isn't it that episodic adventure game? It's just it looked promising. Like it was really inventive.
I'm not gonna lie.
Is it Quantum Leap or is it Quantum Break? Is Quantum Leap the old TV
show? Quantum Break. That's it.
Okay. Quantum Leap is the old TV show.
That's a Scott Bakula TV show.
Yeah, it's like for some reason I was thinking about that.
I'm like, there's something wrong here, man. Scott Bakula's getting a game. Great for him.
Well, I mean, to me, it's like, obviously I have an Xbone. I love playing games on it, but there hasn't been a new game worth playing since Forza Horizon, which came out like October. Like that system is just a fucking barren wasteland. So they really need to get something out this year. And like you said, there's nothing. Like Quantum Break got pushed to next year. Like what's this year? Like Halo?
Halo.
I mean, Halo is coming October 27th, I think. And that's coming out same day as WWE 2K16. So there's no way I'm picking up Halo over 2K16. I mean,
you got to get your man slamming in.
Dude, I need to see Roman Reigns all oiled up slamming other men. That's what it's about.
Imagine that now. Everyone's all hyped up in their Master Chief suit. What are you here for? Wrestling.
Well, that's actually what happened this year. Like a bunch of games all came out on the same day, and everybody was there for like the 3 other games. There was like 3 people there for wrestling game, and I'm like, I'm one of those. I don't care about your Far Cries or whatever the hell else is coming out.
You're just sitting there in your NWA shirt.
NWA? You mean NWO?
NWO, yeah, sorry.
Why would I wear an NWA shirt?
Man, Armin just loves old school rap music, and he wears it to pick up his wrestling games.
I'm too thug for GameStop.
Too thug for games. Do you have your Edge card, sir? I actually have an Edge card now for the first time in forever.
Oh, nice.
I needed something for my wallet.
Yeah. So, what else is coming out this year? I mean, what do you think? Okay, what do you think they're going to announce? Is there anything? Because looking at both systems, I'm like, man, it's another light year for next gen. This is pretty sweet.
Wait a minute. This is a monumental year though, because Nintendo finally got their head out of their ass and said, "Oh, we need to go to E3 too."
And that'll be interesting.
Well, Tristan, me and you are the ones that own Wii U, and I think if you're a only Wii U player, you fucked up this generation. But if it's your secondary console and you're playing the exclusives, you have a lot of stuff to look forward to, unless it's Zelda.
Well, there's Splatoon.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. A lot of people are talking about Splatoon. Actually, I guess like what is it like the demos came out or something like that, so a bunch of people have been able to play it.
I mean, Splatoon looks fun.
Apparently, from what I'm understanding, it's a very class-based sort of shooter. Where from everyone I've heard who's played it, where they're like, yeah, it's a lot of fun as long as people are playing their classes.
Ah.
Well, that and the servers actually hold up because they did some testing over I think the last couple of weeks, and people could only get about 1 or 2 matches in or half a match before the servers crashed.
Oh,
That's
Jesus.
unfortunate.
Well, let's just be glad that Nintendo figured out how a server works. At least pat them on the back for that, being like, well, at least you tried, guys. At least
Get them a little
tried.
gold star that says shows improvement.
Oh.
You don't have to talk to me after class. I imagine we'll have to be seeing more Star Wars stuff, won't we? More.
Yeah, but I think that's going to be pertain more towards PlayStation, most likely.
Oh, yeah. Man, Ubisoft is in, or not Ubisoft, EA is in bed now with freaking Sony. I mean, everything they're showing up. So is an Activision, actually, too. Like, everybody's on Sony now.
It's a good bed to be in.
Well, also, I think it is in their favor because apparently, again, for this year, is that Microsoft is going first again.
Ooh.
I wonder, how does that work? Who gets to go first? Do they flip a coin? Do they arm wrestle to decide who gets to go first?
I guess it's whoever can cough out the most money and can get in.
Fair enough.
But yeah, they're going at 9 a.m. again, and PlayStation is coming at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
So so PlayStation has like 6 hours to react to whatever the hell Microsoft gets booed out of. Like, let's just fuck them up.
Yep.
Oh.
So like if they have a AAA title, if their dev kits can't work or they're playing on PC, they know what to do.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they did that, what was it, the year before last, where, Microsoft comes out, they're like, and used games, you can't play them. And then Sony just comes out on stage, whips their dick out, and smiles on stage for 2 hours while fucking destroying them. I mean, that was the greatest E3 press conference I think I've ever seen. Like, it was just Jack Trenton standing up there jerking off onto Microsoft's face for 2 hours.
Yeah, it was basically the best one of our generation. It was beautiful because I follow this all on Twitter, of course. I follow all the big gaming journalists and websites.
You can still find the reaction on the floor with some of the journalists. Like,
God.
Just go on YouTube and look it up, and you'll hear the chanting and the screaming going, yeah!
It's amazing, too, because it's funny that we all hailed Sony, this huge corporation, as like, David slewing Goliath, where it's like, yeah, stick it to that giant corporation, you other giant corporation.
well, it's a giant corporation that understands that it needs it needs its customers to survive.
Absolutely. It felt like, hey, it's nice to know these guys are looking out for us for a change, It's nice to know that you chose to be the lesser of two evils, thank you. And that your console was going to be cheaper. That was another great little screw you, too.
That was good, because they came out, they're like, hey, we're $100 cheaper, and you can play used games. So, I mean, this year, I'm really expecting that from Sony again. Like, I definitely think they're going to show off exclusive Battlefront stuff for Sony only first, like... I wouldn't be surprised if they come out and they go, hey guys, obviously there's the Battle of Jakku. That's going to be day one for everything. Yeah. But the next piece, which will take place on this planet, play it 3 weeks early, only on Sony platforms. It's going to be like, oh shit. Like, that's like the nail in the coffin, right?
I wouldn't be surprised if we saw some more HD re-releases. Like, I know people keep talking about Mass Effect, and I know I keep saying I want HD re-release of Mass Effect. I wouldn't be surprised if we get some more God of War news in there, maybe like an HD re-release on the next-gen consoles of all of them, because I know they did one for 3.
Yeah. Well, I'm just wondering, like, because, like, we're back with the Battlefront, is that, is there any confirmation for the special editions? Like, they had, I think for the PlayStation 4 version, there was the Stormtrooper edition, and the Xbox One was the Bounty Hunter edition.
I feel like they're going to come out in the $60 edition on PlayStation that's coming, right? The normal edition is going to have bonus stuff on PlayStation, just like Destiny did. Right. Because Destiny, no matter how you looked at that game, it came out on, all the other consoles. But they literally targeted all that advertisement like it's PlayStation only. And that shows in the sales, and I think... You look at Ubisoft, they're showing everything off on Sony. EA's doing the same. Activision's doing the same. I think Sony has literally done what Microsoft did last generation, they went to every third party and said, here's extra money, put our logo everywhere. And it's paying off clearly because they've sold almost double the consoles. So
yeah, I think it's a combination of that and actually showing the third party devs their actual machine on what it could do.
Yeah.
Yep. And showing the indie guys some love too. I wouldn't be surprised if we get another indie avalanche for Sony.
There's gonna be like a 5-minute rundown of like 80 freaking indie games.
Please.
And they'll all be on
I want some
PlayStation
more.
Plus.
I want some more info on No Man's Sky, please.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
Please.
Well, imagine if Sean Murray was to come out on the press conference and he goes, "Hey, play the exclusive beta right now."
Ooh, that'd be
People
nice.
would fuck. I think the internet would implode with No Man's Sky.
Hey guys, Chroma Squad will now be coming to the PlayStation, which I really think
I won't be shocked. I won't be shocked.
I wouldn't be shocked either because it's getting a lot of good buzz.
Yeah, because I think because I've been looking up some of the stuff like with No Man's Sky, and people were like, "What am I supposed to do? What is the objective?" And when they did like a Q&A, and he goes, "Well, the only real objective is to be an adventurer, and if you don't really like that, the only other objective is to get to the center of the universe."
Good enough for me. That's all I need, really. Now, how about the other thing? Bethesda is going to be having a conference.
Oh, come on, Fallout 4. That's what everyone's hoping for. Come on,
Fallout. Fuck you, I am.
It's actually going to be the first conference of E3.
Oh,
because they're going the day before everyone else.
Oh, well, then they have to have something huge then.
See, I think you guys are more excited for Fallout 3. No, I don't want people to think I hate Fallout because I love Fallout.
Oh, come on. Well, okay, you like the older ones.
No. I loved Fallout 3 in New Vegas. Here's my problem with it. The game engine fucking blows.
Yeah.
What was that? Game something? I don't remember what the hell the engine was called, but it's god awful. Like, that system did not work. They clearly, because it was the Oblivion engine just retrofitted to work in FPS, right?
Of course, and this new one will probably be the Skyrim engine.
It was very janky. I honestly think they're going to have a new upgraded engine. I think they were hiring devs. I mean, they acquired id. So there's no way they're not going to take pointers from id, being like, hey guys, how do we make a good shooter? And speaking of that, Bethesda is obviously going to show off the new Doom game, which is a clear reboot.
We've seen a little of it already.
It looks like Doom.
It looks like Doom. What else can you say?
I mean, so what are you guys most excited for from Bethesda? I mean, to me, I want another Elder Scrolls.
Do you? Well, I mean, so long after Skyrim, do you really think we're going to be getting one?
There's no way they stop it.
Oh, I mean, of course. I mean, it's only a matter of time we're going to get another one. Hey, you know what it's going to be? Hey, we've got new DLCs and expansions for Elder Scrolls Online.
Come on, guys, it's online.
It's all the stuff you love. But it's online though. Come on.
It's not bad. It's just.
It's not, but it's not Skyrim though.
Yeah,
that's
no.
The thing.
Wouldn't it be great if they announce a new? Okay, how about this? They announce a new Fallout and a new Elder Scrolls for, let's say, Fallout next year, Elder Scrolls the year after, right?
Uh-huh.
But they go, hey, in the meantime, this fall, Skyrim and Fallout remastered.
Ooh.
With all the DLC packed in for each. I think that would sell incredibly well. Because let's face it, there's half the community that picks up these new consoles that have never touched the old games. I mean, look at The Last of Us. It's something like 70% of people that bought it on PS4 never played it on PS3.
It's insanity to me.
Yeah,
how is that even a thing? How do you not?
Well,
so
they prefer one console over the other.
I guess.
Yeah, so I think Fallout remakes could possibly be it. And I mean, these remakes are all the rage these days because it's so easy to do them. So
they sure seem, and you know, just from like a gaming like library point of view, where it's like, you know, the lack of backwards compatibility makes me want to keep, you know, physical copies of some of my favorite games so I can play them.
Mm-hmm. So I guess let's go with some to end the show. We'll go with some one thing that you think is going to happen, and then one pie in the sky thing that you want to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So Tristan, give me your one of each.
Okay, what I think is going to happen is that I do know that Sony has a mystery announcement to make.
Don't they always?
Yeah. So it's either going to be from one of their premier development teams. So they'll announce either a new IP or a sequel.
Siphon Filter Reboot!
The one that I know that's not going to happen is they announce its reboot of Crash Bandicoot. And Naughty Dog is doing it all over again.
we can dream. Conquer versus Crash, the team up you've been waiting for.
Oh,
Conquer v Crash, Dawn of Carts or something.
Dawn of Cards.
I hated that with Project Spark and Conquer. I was like, fuck you, man.
That was such a dick slap. Hey, we're not gonna make a new Conquer game anytime soon. So
And the thing about it is, like, I think it's like a year after the actual A Bad Fur Day game is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Joel. So give me your two.
Again, Fallout 4. If they don't do it at this point, people are gonna frickin' riot.
Right.
If they don't do it, so I think that one's almost a certainty. We're gonna see more Uncharted again, because that's obvious.
Uh-huh.
A Pie in the Sky Dream. I don't know. I'd maybe like to see what is it? Maybe another Bully if that ever happens. It ain't.
Oh.
But if I get
it's coming right along with Agent.
Oh god, man, friggin' Agent, and Faith in a 45. We're gonna get that.
Okay, so mine. Oh man. The obvious one I think is going to happen is, we're gonna get Sony up there on stage, and they're going to announce with Capcom that Resident Evil, whatever the hell the next one is going to be timed exclusive for PlayStation. I think they're going to be the ones to kind of come to their aid and be like, look how good this one, remaster sold on our console and all that, and they'll help them put it out there.
So they'll do it. They'll save another franchise.
Exactly. Pie in the Sky, and I know that's not going to happen because they want to fuck me hard in the ass, is someone is going to come out and go, hey guys, we just did Grand Theft Auto. Next year, we're going to show you officially Red Dead 2. But right now, here's a logo. And then I will literally cover the sky in so much cum, it's going to kill everybody.
It's the logo appears, and all you see is a horse walk across the stage.
Again, I keep saying what they need to do is do my time-traveling DLC for Grand Theft Auto 5, where John Marston falls through a time portal and ends up in modern-day Los Santos.
I thought you were going to say, Franklin falls through a time portal and goes to the west, because that would be a horrific game.
hey, that'd be fun, too. He just gets to bring all of his high-tech weapons back.
It just becomes Grand Theft Unchained. Oh, man.
People would play that. Oh, also, too, another thing I hope I see, freaking Gio Corsi, who was my hero there. He's the director of third-party productions and developer relations for Sony right now. He was the guy who completely blew my mind when he came out and said, hey, guys, guess what? Yakuza 5 totally coming to North America now. I hope he comes out with another mind-blower.
Well, it all started with that was with the indie devs to see if they can get some localization with all the voting.
So, with that in mind, we of course want you guys to let us know what your predictions are down in the comments below. And of course, if you made it this far on the main channel at the end of the show, go subscribe to the new channel. That's where everything's going to be, especially our E3 post coverage. It's going to be exclusive to there, and from then on, all on there. And
it's going to be game centric.
So do all that, guys. Thank you for joining us for another podcast, and we'll catch you next time.
Yeah.
Yep.